Bulldogs one-on-one rolls along, and I am so pleased and honored to be joined by the new Director of Player Development for the Brantford Bulldogs, 1989 Stanley Cup champion, two-time OHL champion, Memorial Cup champion, one of the very best and the trainer to the best in the National Hockey League now. It's Gary Roberts. Gary, I guess I should say welcome back to the Bulldogs family. It is such a pleasure to have you come on full-time.
It really is, Reid. We're really excited about the opportunity. Yes, I'll be making a few more trips to Brantford like I enjoyed doing the last few winters. But I am thrilled to be part of the Bulldog family and looking forward to great things ahead.
Now, I guess I should start by asking you the connection to the Hyman family and coming on with Zach and Spencer. Where did that partnership with the family begin? And second to that, when did they start to approach you about potentially coming in with the Bulldogs?
Well, yeah, I'll answer the second question first. Just recently, it became something that came across my desk that there was an opportunity possibly to get back into, doing development at the OHL level. The relationship with the Hyman family, we've had the pleasure of working with Zach since he became an Oiler. And we've kind of, I would think we've seen how Zach operates and the way that he performs, not just on the ice, but what he does off the ice for the community, what he does, around my staff and how he treats people. He's the ultimate pro. Obviously, we just see the way that Zach has operated over the years. He's an ultimate pro, and we're just excited to come in with our philosophy and hopefully have an opportunity to develop Bulldog players like have been done in the past. I know the culture in Brantford's a strong one, and we're just looking to come in and build on that.
Now, you come in with Adrian Velaka as well, and I've known Adrian for a number of years. He was a tremendous mixed martial artist before he got into the training world. How special has that partnership been, and what do you see about Adrian that makes him the right man to come in with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I see what Adrian's done with our pros and the way that he programs players over the years. And just the team that we've built behind the scenes. Since 2009, I've built Gary Roberts Performance and had the opportunity to work with some amazing coaches. Adrian's a huge part of our operation and overseeing the development of our coaches. And he just brings such professionalism and such experience that he's had with the pros. And I think he's going to be a real great addition. Obviously, we have Luke still in Brantford, and Luke's done a great job. And for us, I know we're just excited to come in and support Luke. I mean, Adrian's going to be a big part of that. I'm excited to come in on both levels to be involved in the performance side, but also the player personnel side with Spencer. So, I think it's for us, it's an opportunity to bring our overarching philosophy of nutrition, training, and recovery to the OHL. And we believe, and they say it all the time, the OHL is the best development league in the world. And we're excited, and we think we're the top of the class when it comes to developing young hockey players. And, I think the big thing for me is being involved with like-minded people. The Hyman family, having the opportunity to work with Zach for the last 4 years and the off seasons and just seeing how he operates for me and the pro that he is. I'm just excited to get involved with a like-minded family like the Hyman family and bring our overarching philosophy to the Ontario Hockey League.
Gary, obviously your track record speaks for itself, and the players that you've trained and your history in the game. You've been working with the Seattle Kraken over the last number of years. What made this the right time to come back into the Ontario Hockey League and really get to the ground level and elevating players to the next level?
Yeah, and I would say for me over the course of my career, it's always been a tough balance, right? Like, I don't want to miss I have two daughters, two sons. One daughter is off doing her thing, but I have two young hockey players and a figure skater at home. So I don't really like to miss their events. I tried to stay involved in the NHL to a certain level, and certainly enjoyed those experiences. But it was always tough for me to dive completely into the NHL just because I didn't want to take that time away from my family. As a hockey player, to be great, you have to be selfish. And I did that for 20 years as a player. And I didn't really want to do that when I had young kids. I got remarried at 40 and had 3 children. And certainly have enjoyed that time with my family. But at the same time, wanted to keep my kind of, toes in the water and try to stay in the game. I found a real love and passion with development and performance I know that's what extended my NHL career, was what I did off the ice, and how I took care of myself, and how I kind of, well, I would say, reinvented myself at 30 years old because of the injuries to my neck. I learned so much through that process that I dealt with, that I'm just thrilled that I'm able to take those experiences and those challenges that I had, and try to help young players hopefully avoid some of the challenges that I had.
And Gary, when you look at players that have come through injuries, the Bulldogs have seen a few. I think of Adam Yedicek last year, who had the unfortunate knee injury the year before at the World Juniors. Nick Lardis, those kind of guys that have gone down that road of having to recover from a rather serious injury. How much is it going to be helpful for you to be with the Bulldogs to be able to guide some of these players through that? I know Jay McKee obviously there as well to help that, but someone who's been through it and missed a season in the National Hockey League at the prime of your career, to be able to come back and do what you did, you can really lend a lot to the young guys as they try to come through it themselves.
Well, that's our hope, right? And we recognize, and I know we have the team. I always say we have the team behind the team. And I know that development and dealing with injuries is a huge part of their development. And how they just say it, but we're all at some point going to deal with injury. And to be able to be there for players and support them in those situations, you're never going to avoid it. But it's certainly nice to have the support in the background that we know if we do have an injured player, I think we're going to have a team that's going to be able to step in. And with the current, Dr. Rob and Luke that are currently there, and JP, we're coming in to support the staff that's in place. The Bulldogs have done a great job over the years. I'm well aware of the culture that Brantford's had, the way the players treat each other, the way the players have been treated. I mean, I'm coming into an organization that has done it right. And I think the Hymans and ourselves, we're just excited to build on that. There's not to say things haven't been done well in the past, but I think bringing our group in here to the Bulldogs family, I think is going to give players the support that they need to play. I would say our job is to make sure players are ready to play their best each and every night. And if we can do that for the Bulldog players, that's what we're hired to do. And I would say it's not my journey anymore. It's their journey. And it's our job in the background, the team behind the team, to support the players in the best way we can to make sure they're best prepared for each and every game.
You're going to have me ready to run through a wall by the end of this conversation. Just coming into this organization where you already know Luke, Doc Rob, JP, did that help in making this decision as well, that you have a good relationship already with a lot of the staff that's here, and now coming in, it's an easier transition?
Yeah, it definitely is. And like I say, there's a couple different roles that I might end up being involved in at some point. But for me, just to get an introduction to an organization that I'm already familiar with is obviously a real positive. And I've seen how my son Noah has been treated in Brantford, and second son. I mean, I made the drive to Brantford as much as I could because I sincerely enjoyed the fans and the atmosphere in the arena. Compared to watching it on TV. I like listening to you read, but I don't like listening to you that much. Okay. Like I wanted to be in the building. And so I've seen how the city of Brantford and the Bulldogs have endeared the team. And I'm just thrilled that, Adrian and myself are going to be able to be part of the push to develop the next generation of Bulldog players, along with the current roster that's in place.
Well, now you're going to have to listen to me in the office too. So now you got a bigger problem. But no,
yeah.
It was great to be able to call Noah for as long as I did. And actually, it's funny to have you on an interview here coming in, because I did Noah's first interview when he was signed to the Bulldogs in the 2021-22 season. So it's the threads that all come together are fantastic.
Well, it's just proof that the hockey world is a small one, really, right? Like, we meet so many people along the way, and then you kind of get reintroduced to people down the road. I mean, it's a wonderful community. It's why I've been involved in the game. And I always say it's a game that's given me everything I have in my life. And I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to continue to share my knowledge and my experiences with young players.
And Gary, I know there's some big plans as well in the building, and what's been done with the Civic Center has been fantastic. Vicano Construction came in and did an incredible job setting it for OHL use. There's another project coming this summer to get it ready for an advancement in terms of a lounge and a gym, in the things that the players are going to need to move forward. How excited are you to be a part of that?
Yeah, I really am. I think that's, when I was involved with Las Vegas, I was in the beginning. We were building a rink. I was involved in Seattle. We was in the beginning. We were building a rink. I've had the opportunity to build a few gyms and improve a few spaces, and I really enjoy that part of my business. And I do that for actually some of the players that we work with. I end up going in and helping them with their home gyms. So we're thrilled to make this little. We're going to make a little change in the current arena and make it an area that the players have a little more space to hang out, and also be where I like them, close to the gym, Reed. So they're not going to be too far from the gym, and they can't hide on us. Right? They're not going to be able to hide on Luke, because we're going to have a lounge right attached to the gym in the Brantford arena. So we're excited about the little renovation that we're doing in the interim, and excited about the opportunity to be part of the next build in Brantford.
Yeah, and that building, it's going to be on the same site here. And you talk about the developments that have been made and what you did with Vegas and Seattle. And Gary, how much excitement would it give you to be able to be on the ground floor of helping with the facilities in a brand new building in the OHL, where players are going to be trained to go to the next level?
Well, I'll be honest, that's part of the motivation to jump in now, Reed. I had the opportunity, and I thought, the long road for the city of Brantford and the Bulldogs and where they're heading into a new building. Like I just said, I really enjoyed that part of being part of those expansion franchises that are building new rinks. So I have, I'm going to bring a little bit of experience to the table for that. But also it's a part of my business that I've really enjoyed being part of. So there's a few reasons that I've decided to come back to the Ontario Hockey League and not stay at the NHL level. Proximity is one of them. The love for the city of Brantford and the Bulldog family, the Hyman family. So for me, a lot of things aligned for me to want to jump in as a player personnel, performance, whatever you want to call me. I don't even know what my role is, Reed. I don't know what it is, but jack of all trades, maybe. But I'm definitely just excited to come in and be in a support role for Luke and for Spencer, and really excited to have Adrian part of this with me as well. And we're really looking forward to being part of it. And like you say, the current staff with Luke and Doc Rob and JP is already in place, and we're just excited to come in and support them and give the players what we think they need in order to play their best each and every day.
Gary, Spence is taking over as general manager with Zach as president of hockey operations. In taking that spot, Spencer has a lifetime of hockey experience, but it's the first time he's been the GM at the OHL level. I think it's going to be extremely important that he's got your experience, that he's got Jay McKee's experience, that he's got so many people around him that are able to support him. And can you talk about it from that side, as the player personnel side, coming in to be able to lend a hand in those situations, even just to be somebody that can bounce ideas with Spence?
Yeah, 100%. I think you say we have some support there already with Jay, and I think I'm just going to be another ear. And for me, I've learned over the years, and I always say to everybody, like, development is I know it's a big thing for the Hyman family. It's a big thing for Gary Roberts' performance. And for me, we see that as being the main focus moving forward, is making sure that our players are developing and being there for Spencer on just a supporting role, advisory role. I think the key to all of it is just patience. And, we've watched it over the years. You've seen the teams that, make tons of changes on a regular basis and struggle to find their way. And for me, I think you develop through the draft, and no different in the National Hockey League and the Ontario Hockey League. If you're going to draft your players, then it's your responsibility to do your best to develop them and give them opportunity. And of course, that player needs to take advantage of that opportunity. But for us, I think we're really going to focus on that development piece and making sure, first of all, like I always said, like I had a real amazing mentor and a friend, Mr. Cliff Fletcher, that told me a very long time ago. He said, we make it really good around here for our players to eliminate all the excuses. And for me, the message to me was like, you want to go through the wall for Cliff Fletcher, and we won a Stanley Cup for Cliff Fletcher because of how he treated his players and the organization. And I've always taken that really seriously. And I believe as an organization and a team of professionals like we have in Brantford, we're going to really focus on the development piece and making sure that our players are developing, getting the opportunity to play, and making sure that they have what they need. And in the end, no player is going to be able to say they didn't get the opportunity or they didn't get the right information to develop.